All right, no more preseason, no more antelopes, no more roster cuts. Let's talk about the opening night games and the games for today. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on these more so than myself, but we can do a quick recap. I didn't watch the Atlanta Dream versus the Washington Mystics game. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't at home, didn't have my multi-screen set up, so I could only watch one game, and I didn't watch that one. But Alicia Gray, 25, 8, and 7. Nice way to kick off the season. Ryan Howard, really disappointing her 4 for 14, especially the fact not just going 4 for 14, but 12 of those shots were from the 3-point line. And to me, she has too many tools to be settling like that. Just in my opinion, maybe it was Sonia Citrone's defense. I don't know. I didn't watch the game like I said, but speaking of Sonya, she was nice in this game. What a nice debut. 6 for 7, 19 points. I'm my leaderboard right now for Rookie of the Year, which I'll show you guys that in just a second. Kiki Area-Finn as well, 14 and 4. She had a really nice showing for her first game. They were led by Brittany Sykes. I really like what she was doing out there from the highlights that I saw. 22 points, 5 assists. They got their first win. Both of these teams were really competitive at the end of last season, so it's not really a surprise that it went the way that it did. But yeah, with all of the adjustments, the additions, I should say, that the Dream made this season, we were kind of expecting them to come out, firing pretty heavy, and we didn't really see that. Brittany Griner, she was good with her 18 and 8, but just not enough. Just not enough. And a lot of people have them as like a top tier team. I even saw some people putting them over the Fever in their preseason rankings. I disagree with it, but it's all subjective. I personally think that the Fever are in the top 4, but we'll talk about them in a second. The Dream, not a great way to kick off the season, but the Mystics, they're looking nice. They did this without Aaliyah Edwards as well. She was out with a lower back contusion, so yeah, good win for the Mystics. But like I said, I didn't watch it, so I can't really give you more on that. For everybody who did watch it, let me know what you thought about this game. Tahina Pow, she had a pretty nice, 3 for 6. It wasn't spectacular. 3 for 6, 7 points, 4 rebounds. Not bad for Tahina Pow either, but nothing to necessarily write home about. Now, the game that I did watch, Minnesota Lynx versus the Dallas Wings, Paige Becker's first game. Just like I said about Tahina Pow, not super impressive, but not like super disappointing either. It was just kind of a decent game. 10 points, 7 rebounds, rebounded well for her position, just 2 assists. I have questions about that team, but I'll get to them in a second. Let's start with the winners of this game. Nafisa Collier came out with 34 points, broke the record for opening day scoring total. A short-lived record, but she did set the record. 34, 4, and 4. Pretty nice game for her. Courtney Williams, she was on fire. A lot of the players from the Unrivaled League came out on fire, but in a league that doesn't have Kennedy Carter right now, Courtney Williams looked like one of the most indefensible players in one-on-one situations, at least on the perimeter. 25 and 9, 9 assists. She was phenomenal out there. 10 for 15, 2 for 4 from the three-point line. She was hitting her shots. I was impressed by Jessica Shepard as well. 6'4", she was moving well, slipped a few screens, caught the ball, put it in the basket. She was 5 for 7 with her 15 points, 8 rebounds. So they did well. They did well. Didn't really get going until the second half, in my opinion. That's when they really put their foot on the gas. Diamond Miller came off the bench and did well as well, 4 for 5. She had 13 points, so it wasn't too impressive in the first half, but they pulled away eventually. It was the first game. Nobody really knows what to expect from the Dallas Wings. And Cheryl Reeves, she alluded to that before the game. This is kind of a filler out game for them to see what they could do, but they got it done in that second half. Pretty sure that Jordan Brand was happy. This is the first game after it was announced that Nafisa Collier signed with Jordan Brand, and she put on a show. 34, 4, and 4 for the player that is projected to win the MVP this season. So not a bad start at all for her. For Dallas, like I said, the Paige Beckers, 10.7 rebounds, 2 assists. It was cool. It was cool. It wasn't nothing to write home about. Dejanay Carrington, though. Cowboy Carrington. From the pregame tunnel walk, she came in looking nice, man, out there on the court as well. 15 points, 3 rebounds, 5 for 11 from the field, 1 for 2 from the three-point line. And that's the biggest thing, her ability to hit threes. We talked about it all last season, but if she's able to hit threes at about just a league average clip, let's say 35%. I'm not sure if that's the league average, but if she can shoot at about a 35% clip from the three-point line, she'll be great. Because her two-way game, we already know about her defense, right? Arike, kind of pedestrian for her standards, man. 16 points, 4 for 12. Wasn't really impressed with her efforts in this game. 0 for 3 from the three-point line. It wasn't a great game for her. Nalissa Smith, now, there was a lot of talk about her having a fresh start in Dallas. This wasn't a great way to get it kicked off. Only 18 points, only 18 minutes played for a starter. That's not great, right? 6 points, 4 rebounds. Kind of ho-hum. That's not bad production in only 18 minutes, but the fact that you're a starter and only played 18 minutes, it's pretty much more the same as what we saw last season, in my opinion. The worst part of this game was the end. Tierra McCowan walking off of the court. I'm not sure. Maybe she needed to go get some kind of physical, maybe something was wrong with her physically, and that's why she only played 5 minutes. But walking off of the court mid-huddle, bad look. Bad look for team chemistry. Horrible way to get it started with the new coach. Now, I did make a prediction. Some of you might have saw it in the comments previously. If you're a new watcher, then obviously you didn't. But let me put that out there on video now. I believe that if we approach the trade deadline and the Dallas Wings are sitting at a bottom 14, just a fringe playoff contender or maybe even out of contention, I do believe that they'll hit that full reset button and look to move Enrique to a contender, especially if one of the contenders has an unfortunate injury at that position. Um, they'll look to maximize their draft possession. They'll look to maybe add a couple more draft picks as well. But I could see them hitting that tank button, to be honest with you. I know nobody likes that word. I know Dallas Wings fans don't want to talk about that one game into the season. But I said this right after the draft, especially if Isaiah James starts to look like somebody that can really step in and not be a replacement, but do something close to 16 points at 4 for 12 shooting. I'm sure she can replicate that, somewhat. So if it's not looking too good for Dallas, I believe that's what we will see. We will see a shakeup at the top if that occurs. Remember, you heard it here first, if that occurs, but that's just my theory. But overall, not too impressed with what I saw from Dallas. I don't expect them to be a great team this season. I know some people have them as a fringe playoff team. I do not. I do not, honestly. I have them at the bottom of the standings this season, so we'll see who's right on that one. Now, I said that Nafisa Collier's record was short-lived because, as we saw, Kelsey Plum came out after that in the late game. 37 points she had. That's the new opening day record. We'll see if maybe Asia Wilson or Caitlin Clark or somebody can break that today in today's games. But 37 points, 6 assists, 5 steals. She's looking like the Kelsey Plum that we remember from her college days. She was 4 for 6 from the three-point line, 11 for 19. It was a good win for the Sparks. They did lose Ray Burrell. She only played 1 minute and then went down with the knee injury after a little bit of contact on a shot that she contested. So we'll wait to see what happens with that. Hopefully we'll hear today about, her status going forward for the rest of the season. But Rickea Jackson, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Most importantly for her, 3 for 6 from the three-point line. That's really the one hole in her game, if you can even call it a hole, is seeing how efficient she'll be from the three-point line. She looked really good. De'Erica Hamby had the first double-double of the season with 14 points and 10 rebounds. She did her thing. Azurá Stevens as well, 11 points, 4 steals and 2 blocks. So she was a big defensive presence for them. We saw some of that in the rival as well. So really good game for the Sparks to start the season off. Sarah Ashley Barker did her thing. Sanaya Fagan didn't get in the game, but we'll probably see more of her now that Burrell is out. I know they're different positions, but they're going to need somebody to step in and get some of those minutes. So we'll see what happens. For the Valks, I'm not expecting much from them this season either. You guys can let me know your feelings on that, but I'm expecting to see them right there at the bottom of the standings. Huge game from Timmy Bentley, though. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Most impressive for me was a 2 for 4 from the three-point line. That's something that we didn't see a lot of in Indiana. She's always going to be one of my favorites just from being a past fever player. So salute to her on that. Tiffany Hayes was good as well with her 19 and 9, but she was out there letting the teammates have it, man. She was out there cussing at the teammates. I'm thinking that when we heard about some locker room tussles in the camp, she was probably involved with it. She's spicy. Not a lot from Kate Martin, her 21 minutes. She only had 2 points. Um, Kayla Thornton, she started out the game with their first bucket. That ball, they took it off the court. I guess it's going to the Hall of Fame. Didn't see much else from her after that. She was 3 for 11 for the game. Not a great start for the Valks, but like I said, I'm not expecting a lot from them this season, to be honest with you. My rookie leaderboard already, let's just show that. I have Sonya right there at the top. Not expecting her to go 6 for 7 every game, but this was a great game to come out and show what she can do. Kiki Iriafen had more of the type of game that I'm expecting to see on a day-by-day basis or game-by-game basis from her with 14 and 4. I'll put her in second place. Paige Beckers in third with her game, and then Pow Pow in fourth. That's my rookie leaderboard for right now. Now, as for today's games, and we get this started off early, pretty soon here. The Aces versus this is a great slate of games, by the way. Salute to the WNBA, number one, for not putting the games on at the same time, but for giving us three really good games on this Saturday. The Aces versus the Liberty. Ring night or ring day for the Liberty. I'm expecting the Aces to crash a party, to be honest with you. I'm going to go ahead and predict a win for Asia Wilson with the A1s and the rest of the Vegas Aces. We'll see how they do. Um, Chicago, Indiana. Obviously, I'm an Indiana Fever fan. If you guys are new here, I am a Fever fan. So I'm rooting for the Fever to win, and I do think they'll win, just my unbiased take. But by no means do I think this is an easy game. I think the Chicago Sky are a much improved team. I've been watching Angel Reese very closely this offseason, very closely. Uh, I saw what she did in Unrivaled. I see what they're doing with her this preseason, using her more in a point forward type of role. I think that's really what she is. We saw that in Maryland. We saw that coming out of high school. If you guys were watching her in FIBA and stuff like that. So she's more in her natural position, in my opinion. Having the ball in her hands, I think they're going to be really good. I like the additions that they made. Ariel Atkins, I like HVL. I like Maddie Westbeld. Courtney Vandersloot, of course. I think she's really a key to how far they'll go this season if she stays healthy. Well, if everybody stays healthy, but I'm still going to go with the Indiana Fever for this game. I like what they did just a little bit more, right? And I already felt like they were a step ahead of the Chicago Sky. So for now, I'm going to go with the Indiana Fever to win this game. They play a lot this season. I think they play 5 times. So we'll see how it shakes out at the end of the season as far as what their win-loss record to be against the Sky. But today, at home, no way I'm picking against the Fever. Seattle versus Phoenix. Phoenix, they brought in a lot of firepower this season. A lot of firepower. Still going with Seattle. I'm going with Seattle. Skylar Diggins, Dominique Malanga, Ezzy McGregor. I'm going with them. NECA, of course. I'm going with Seattle to take that game, man. But yeah, those are my picks for the game. And you can take these with a grain of salt as well. First week of the season, I'm not really super confident in my picks. Last season I was really accurate. Usually I am, but I always take these picks with a grain of salt in that first week. It takes a while to get a feel for what the teams are really going to do. Like a lot of people didn't expect the Lynx to be as good as they were last season, but they were. So we'll see how it shakes out. Either way, let me know in the comments what you thought about the games yesterday and today. I will be back tonight with the recap. I won't say I'm going to go live, but if you see me go live, make sure you join during the game and we can chat it up then. Till then, catch you guys in the next video. Peace.